Good morning, world. Looks like another overcast day around here. I'm not complaining. Feels pretty good. Got a little offering for the birds today. Gotta grab my other bag out of the house. Yeah, got some shit to talk about today. Hey, good morning out there. Just trying to do my daily practice. Gonna be talking about the spirit journey I had in this $50,000 pillowcase. Also, the buck moon, full moon tonight. Let's see here. Oh, and Bodhi Day. I experienced my enlightenment around let's see, October of 24, and then Christmas of 24. My Kundalini energy had risen, and so I just asked my phone last night. I was like, any other spiritual significant shit happen around that date when my Kundalini rose? Hello, good morning. Let's see here. One quick thing I'll say, I didn't know this till this morning, is Bodhi. That word Bodhi in Sanskrit, that means enlightenment. So that's just interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, and so there was a bunch of good spiritual shit happening when, at the same time of year, my Kundalini rose, and it's like, let me see, I wrote it all down. Christmas, Bodhi, which is December 8th. That's when Buddha enlightened. His name was Siddhartha Gautama. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I've read that book about Siddhartha. Fucking great. So Christmas, Bodhi, Yule, which is like this. I don't know, but Yule, another spiritual one. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and they all represent or things they have in common. Represent is hope and renewal, introspection and reflection, love, compassion, and connection. Chosen one. What the fuck? Just hella funny. Trying to get my mind right. I thought I had some important shit to say, chosen one. And my mind is sidetracked. Alright, I'll start trying to tell this $50,000 pillowcase spirit journey story. Got sidetracked with the chosen one. Let's see here. Alright. So this like spiritual journey, I'll start from the middle and kind of go back to the beginning later, but um, it's like I had won a free poker seat in Vegas, playing Texas Hold'em, and fucking managed to get a ride down there. Not much money. Got down there, lost, and spent all my money, and just having a tough time, you know. Like, kind of got stuck in Vegas. My plan was to hitchhike out, but I said no hitchhiking there, so I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Anyways, it was a struggle. I went a few days without drinking, which at the time, drinking every day. So I managed to borrow $40 to get my ass back to California, where I was gonna hitchhike from there. And I got to this bus station, and fucking, I realized that I had worked a job and my first check hit. So all of a sudden I had money, which I've been spending 3 days kind of in hell, you know. And I went to try to eat food at McDonald's, but I couldn't eat because I needed to drink alcohol. And I went over to this little alcohol store, and the dude that was in there was huge, and he would only sell me a shot of alcohol that was like 4 or 5 shots. And I was like, I can't take that much. And he's like, well, you can't have any. It was fucked up. So I like went over back to the Greyhound station, and now that I had money, I bought a bus ticket home, and then all of a sudden this fucking cool guy showed up. He had weed. I was able to like feel good again, you know, feel comfortable and great, and so I thought that my tough part of the spirit journey was over, right? Like I was on my way home, and I bought my bus ticket only to Portland, and because I figured maybe I'll hang out for a day in Portland. So this is where it all starts getting crazy. So I get to Portland. My job's going good. Yeah, I can't complain about it. Oh, but let's see. So I get to Portland, and I'm trying to buy another bus ticket from Portland to up to Olympia, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to stay a day around Portland. So then I go to try to buy the ticket, and the dude, he's like, you can't. I'm not gonna sell you a ticket because I don't want you sleeping around the side of the walls in here. And I look around, and that's literally, there's like fucking 80 people sleeping on the side of the walls whose buses got there and they're gonna ride the next day or some bullshit. I was like, what the fuck? So like basically he kicked me out. I had to fucking go outside, and I walk out into downtown Portland at like 9 o'clock at night, unfamiliar with everything, and I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do. So I just looked around, walked a little bit, and then there was a bank parking lot, and there was a bush in the bank parking lot, and I just like thought I could fit in it. So I tried, and I like weaseled my way into the middle of it. And sure enough, there was just enough room for me in the middle. Broke a few branches, and like made it comfortable, you know. I'll get back to it here in a moment. If you're tuning in for the $50,000 pillowcase, I was just in the middle of this story. It was like a spiritual journey. So I was in the middle of downtown Portland. This bus dropped me off 9 at night. I saw this bush in a bank parking lot that I was gonna sleep in. Looked like there was just enough room in the middle, so I like kind of dove in with my backpack. Got in the middle of this bush, broke some branches. It was hella comfy. It was great. And then so I smoked a bunch of resin, had the worst cotton mouth of my life, and I didn't really want to go out into these downtown Portland streets at night because I was like unfamiliar, a little sketched out, and my mind was on edge, right? That's what kind of like pushed all this, is my mind being so alert. But I had to venture out because of my cotton mouth. I found a subway, blah blah blah. It was great. Got back to my bush and laying there and still really alert because like just don't know this area. And as I'm trying to fall asleep, all of a sudden I hear the words $50,000 pillowcase, and I like popped my eyes open, and it was like I was hearing someone else say it. That's the crazy thing, is there was a big feeling of separation. Obviously, yeah, it was my mind. I heard my mind chatter, but the feeling of separation is definitely one of the major points. And I look back on that now, I reflect on that, and that was one of the early times I had a good perspective of like being apart from the mind. And plenty more would come after that here and there, but when I look back on it now, I didn't even realize what great perspective that was giving me. Hello out there. Did you guys catch the $50,000 pillowcase story yet? Or interested in enlightenment or anything? Basically, the $50,000 pillowcase was just, it was my mind that said that. And I was like, at this point in my life where I was able to like disconnect and hear my mind say that and not be connected to that. So it was like definitely like a big separation between me and my mind occurred in that moment, in that instant. I was just like, my mind was very alert because I was like worried about my surroundings in a sketchy area trying to fall asleep, and so my mind wouldn't, or like my consciousness or something, remain for a long time, long enough to where I guess my mind started to chatter or whatever, something like that. Last day of the work week for me. Made it. If you're a returning viewer, maybe you already know a bunch of my bullshit. There's always talking about how important water is, how important the daily cleansing exercise of the body and mind is. This last week, I came back out to the start of my work week, and there was like, it was different. It was different than it's ever been. Like, just like the way that time had passed from one week to the next, that was different. I had like somehow maintained a certain certain type of like strength in my energy or something. It was very interesting. It was like for my week cycle from this Monday to this Monday of work, it didn't seem like there was any ups and downs. More like it was just like perfectly balanced until I got back. Like once I arrived back at the start of the next week, when I like reflected on the last week, yeah, it was just like balanced in a way. It's hard to explain. I haven't really felt a cycle like that till in my life till then. One thing I found out this morning, looking up Bodhi Day, I didn't really know about Bodhi Day. It's December 8th, and that's when they say Siddhartha Siddhartha Gautama experienced enlightenment, and that actually the word Bodhi is Sanskrit for enlightenment. It's fucking interesting. Woo! Oh, winded from that one. Goddamn. That's the buck moon tonight. If you follow moon cycles or are interested in it, if you follow that shit, you probably know more than me. But if you're interested in it, I know just a little. Started following the moon cycle probably 4 or 5 months ago. And yeah, tonight is a full moon. I guess it's the July full moon, and they're calling it the buck moon. A little bit that I can recall is that, it's about like strength and like really like being yourself and, like finding your strength in being yourself and rising up with that shit and just taking charge type of thing is what I was getting the drift, at least part of it. Yeah, I feel like my whole life has basically been a spirit journey, but the beginning of this year, I've been really disciplined about it, and really a lot of my like spiritual path has started to uncover, or I don't know, it's like way more than it ever has been, that's for sure. Maybe throughout my life I'd get like little glimpses here and there. Little things here and there seem spiritual. But since I've started this daily practice and been disciplined about it, it's like, it's just all spiritual. Everything is spiritual. And I found so much peace and happiness and joy. Freedom from anxiety, depression. Basically, those are mental prisons of the mind. Got a lot of birds showing up over here. Yeah, the birds are one of the gifts on this spiritual quest. Get out of here. Get out of here. You leave that kitty alone. Got this stray cat's been showing up. And my cat.